Yeah, sure. That's right. I did do a post on LinkedIn on what I wish I'd been taught at school.
Hmm.
And I suppose I was led to that by my own extraordinary asymmetry in life. Very good at some things and absolutely dreadful at most of the things that are actually useful. And I'm a philosopher, so you can imagine which way I'm sort of lopsided. And it got me thinking about education
Hmm.
and attainment, and partly because my youngest daughter is, in the middle of A levels and working super hard, and how little attention there seems to be in schools these days on things beyond attainment, and there's so much more pressure on kids and all the rest of it. And I was thinking, oh well, as a kind of fantasy exercise, imagine, going back into the dim, dark days of the 1960s and 70s and redoing my education, what would it look like? And to use a fashionable word, it would just be a lot more holistic, basically,
Hmm.
because I am, a philosopher. I'm interested in what makes us human, and of course, what makes us human is all sorts of things. We're not just brains, we're bodies, we have feelings, and I think probably we all have something like a spiritual life, even though we might deny it in some way. So that was one set of thoughts. Meeting that set of thoughts was a fantasy I'd had for a long time of a thing called, nicknamed, I suppose, hotel philosophy.
Hmm.
And my idea was, and the idea sort of came about like 15 years ago, probably. My idea was, wouldn't it be brilliant if you could go on holiday and learn stuff
Hmm.
rather than just, sit around on the beach or flick through magazines or whatever people do on holiday. And I thought particularly that would be very good for people who are approaching retirement or, recently retired, because those people tend to have a bit more time,
Hmm.
but their interests are still pretty high in all sorts of things in the world. And I think a lot of people seem to value the idea of studying more actually when they're older, because they're less stressed about their attainment, their exam grades, and all the rest of it. So there was that. And at roughly the same time, I got involved with the setting up of the School of Life in London, Alan de Botton's thing. And they were at that time trying to do something sort of similar, although they've gone off in a bit of a different direction. So all of those things came together, I suppose, in that post. And then, you and I spoke about it, and, we're now actually trying to realize it in some form in a real place in the real world. So, yeah, that's how it came about.